Thinking about putting solar panels on your house? Stay right here. I'll answer some questions that people have asked me. Next. Hi, I'm Rick, and welcome to my second YouTube vlog video. And this time I'm going to try to answer some questions that friends and colleagues of mine have asked since we've got solar panels this last year. We just got our house January of 2016 and went with a VA home loan. And when we went to refinance our VA home loan, we found out that we could get a $5,000 energy efficiency loan on top of that. And we thought, well, we might as well get some solar panels and see if we can save some money on our power bill. So unfortunately, the lenders that we were trying to get that had the lower VA home loan refinance percentage rate wouldn't do the energy efficiency loan on top of it, so we just went ahead and got it on our own. But I'll answer those questions about that here shortly. Biggest thing that my friends and colleagues have asked, I've got 8 questions, and try to answer them the best we can. When we were thinking about going solar, we were thinking, okay, who, what, where, when, who's the best person or company to go with, who's the best manufacturer of solar panels and or your inverter. And we did a lot of searching, a lot of Googling, and also a lot of YouTube search, and we went with the Mitsubishi solar panel. That each panel is about 280 watts, and it also has an aluminum frame to it. And also the biggest thing was that it has a 25-year warranty on top of it. So if anything goes wrong with the output, Mitsubishi will replace it free. So if you're looking, of course, to get your own solar panels, do your own investigation, but I would recommend the Mitsubishi ones. Now, about inverters is, we looked at a number of different inverters also. Most of them we didn't like because I'm a stats guy. I like to see how my solar panels are working, if there's any faults in it, and if there is, will the company be able to see those faults and let us know also that that panel is not working up to 100% as it should. So again, we did a lot of Google search and also another Wikipedia information, and we decided to go with Solar Edge inverters. The big thing was that each solar panel has its own inverter box, shall you say, and that it's separate from the grid of the other solar panels that are within the system. So if one's solar panel, say a bird lands on it, and it goes from 97% of the sunlight down to 50, it won't knock out the rest of the solar panels that are in that line. So that's why we went with Solar Edge. It's got a good company name behind it. Their stock is somewhat strong, and it does have really good apps and also websites so you can keep your stats up. I'll put, I'll just stick our what the apps are showing right now as of today, as in the amount of sunshine and also how much CO2 that we haven't used in the last 9 months. It's just, like I said, it's just interesting little stats that people like myself would probably like to know. So we like to know how much money you're saving on your power bill. As into where to put your solar panels, we had a number of different companies that we looked at. We actually looked at 5 of them, and some companies said, here, I would put them on this side, some would put them on this side. We've got a lot of room on our south roof and also on our east roof. We don't have any west roof at all that we can put solar panels on, just because of the Riverton, Utah permit and regulations. There has to be so much room for the firefighters or the inspectors or whatever to walk around up on the roof, which I totally understand. So most of the time, or most of our solar panels, we put on the east. We put 11 panels on our east side, and then we had 1 go on our west, or excuse me, on our east side. That's when we first started out. The roof. When we bought our house, the roof was about a 15-year roof, and it was definitely needed to be re-roofed. When we talked to the solar system that we bought, we went through SolarRoo here in Salt Lake City, Utah. The person that we were working with said that you can get a new roof and of course get a rebate or a tax rebate back on that of 30%. So we said, oh great, you know, I get a new roof, we get a whole new solar system powers, and you know, save us quite a bit of money. So we went ahead and went with the company and just tore off the old roof and put a 30-year shingle roof on the roof at that time. And then we did find out when we did taxes this last, let's see, we did February. Our accountant said, no, that's not correct. He even checked with the IRS to make sure that that he wasn't missing anything, and that SolarRoo was actually misinforming their customers about that. So if you go with a company and you say, yeah, just get a new roof and you know you get 30% back on your taxes, that's not true. Cost and financing. Well, the cost, when we first did our initial 12 panels, each panel roughly was about $1,000. It was, you know, the cost of the panel, the cost of the frames, the permit from the city, the engineering to fill out that permit. You know, it's just, you know, the cost of putting the panels on. It was just, you know, all that cost there. So that's basically how much per panel that was last July of 2016. They have been coming down in price because we have just added 3 more panels last month, and actually the panels were $880 compared to $1,000. I think it was $1,020 the year before. So they have been coming down. Financing, since you get a rebate or tax credit, Green Sky is one of the financial people that SolarRoo works with, and they kind of split it up in a different way. And I didn't really understand this until about a month after we started getting our bills. I'm sitting there, hey, we're getting 2 bills from Green Sky. What's the deal? After I talked to Green Sky, they explained it a little bit better. They split your cost into 2 different accounts. The first account is your tax credit that you're going to get back within a year. So what they have is an account that is tax, or you know, it's free. This is basically, you know, pay cash account. That's good. That doesn't charge any interest for first year. After that, then they charge, like, I think it was like 24%. So as soon as we got our taxes, we paid that account right off. The 70% of the panels went back onto the other account, which was only 3% a year, or 3% each month for those panels. And of course, we're paying those off a little bit more than I think our monthly is like $60, and we usually just pay $100 to get that account down as fast as we can. I've had a couple of friends ask, should I buy or should I lease? If you buy, of course, they're yours. If you lease, I've never been a really good fan of leasing cars, panels. I prefer to, if I'm going to spend all that money, they're going to be mine at the end. But if you do lease, you're not going to get the tax incentives or the rebates. The company will get those, and of course, they're putting the panels on your house, and after the lease is over, then of course they take the panels, the framing, and all that, and here you are stuck with some of the mounting brackets that are still on your roof. So, my recommendation: just go ahead and buy it. You're going to be making money after 10 to 13 years after that, so you might as well just keep them on. Also, I would recommend this because it adds equity to your house. It's going to raise the worth of your house. Let's say that better. Our system right now, we've got a little calculator that we got from our realtor that we still keep in touch with our 15-panel system that we have on here. It's added about $25 to $35,000 to our house, which is nice. Hopefully that the city doesn't tack that on for property taxes next year, so we'll see about that. Again, tax incentives and rebates. We did find out with our Mitsubishi panels that we did get a rebate. You have to have at least 10 panels put on your system to get a $300 one-time rebate. Send all those in. You'll have your serial numbers on your panels, just some minor paperwork of a copy of your contract, your panel numbers, and application. And within 2 weeks, I had a $300 check from Mitsubishi, so they were very quick. I was quite impressed. Our tax incentives. Since we have a small business here, we also use an accountant for our tax. We're doing our taxes, and we got all the paperwork from Solar minus of course the roof, which unfortunately we didn't get to take off. But our accountant got everything off, and we got to take just under $4,600 on our panels, which like I said, we paid off the one account that we had with Green Sky. Also, buy a whole system now or a little at a time. Well, when you first talk to a solar provider company, they're going to ask you the big question: how much power do you use during the year? After we talked to our second one, I've got all our Rocky Mountain Power bills together, and we found out how much we average throughout the year. We had a couple of, one company would say, well, you need 17 panels, and another company would say, well, you need 30 panels. It just depends on how much power the panel puts out. Since we went with the Mitsubishi, it's less panels, just because it does 280 watts per panel. So when we talked to Solar, they said, well, you need 25 panels, so you'll be at 90% of what you use. Because another thing on top of that is of course, whatever you don't use, you put back into the system. Like with Rocky Mountain, if I only use 5 kilowatts, and my system is generating 10, of course 5 goes back into the system, and the net metering shows that on the net meter, showing that I get a credit of 5 kilowatts for that 5 hours. So we wanted to be at least 100%. But we didn't want to put all our money down on at one time. So what we did was we only bought 12 panels, even though Solar kept saying, well, we'll work it out with you and get you with Grain Sky, so you can get all of your panels at one time. And just like, no, I just want to buy a little bit of panels at a time. We'll get 12 right now, and then we'll get 6 and 6 until we get up to 25. So I'm glad I did it that way, because of you know, when we just added 3 more panels last month, and I can pay with that with cash, and that goes through Grain Sky as just as you know, as in cash account. So I just pay that off within a year, and there's no interest on top of that. So that's something you'll have to be thinking about if you want to buy the whole system at one time. Like across the street, our neighbors, they have 35 panels. They bought all at one time. I mean, if you got the funds to do it, and if you feel that you want all the system at one time, go for it. But just let you know that your provider that's putting in the system, you don't have to buy the whole thing at once. You can buy little panel, you know, main system the first time, and then your little panels at a time. Plus, when you do little or other panels, you still get the 30% back from your tax incentives. So, how much do you save? Since we've been in our house since January of last year, and we only got the system installed and up and running October of last year, you know, we've only had it for 9 months. So we've, you know, saved some money. I mean, I've got a spreadsheet which I have right here, but I'll put it on the on YouTube so you guys can see it. Like in February, we saved $21.54. In March, we saved $24.45. April, we saved $18. May to June, which was last month, was $40.74. That's when we started using our air conditioner, but of course the days were longer. We haven't received our bill yet from Rocky Mountain for June to July. So I'd like to, you know, really see how much we've saved with our solar panels for that. But again, I'll put that little spreadsheet. It's kind of sparse, but at least it gives you kind of an idea. So the down to earth question for you is it worth it? I think so, because as soon as we can afford it, we like to get a Tesla Powerwall on top of it. So instead of having the power go back into the system and getting credits, we'll just charge up a Powerwall. We can use that at night. If you're not familiar with the Tesla Powerwall, you know, Google it. Look on Wikipedia. They've got a whole bunch of information about the Tesla Powerwall, which I think is a good idea to get. So again, I would recommend solar panels, and save you guys a little bit of money there in the long run. You know, it's a little bit of money to put out at first, but in the long run, it adds value to your house, and it knocks down those power bills and that. So anyway, I appreciate you watching my second vlog video. Slowly getting to learn how to talk to the camera, and the next fun thing is, again, learning how to edit these things. But hopefully that you like this video. So if you did, you know, give me that thumbs up, subscribe, and share if you know somebody that's thinking about getting solar and might enjoy this video. And we'll see you on the next vlog. And thanks for stopping by. Bye.